Michigan did prevail over the New Mexico Lobos, but let's be honest, folks, a lot closer than I think we anticipated, predicted, etc. So I think that my first thought is that I'm not overwhelmed and I'm not underwhelmed. I'm just whelmed. In other words, I thought that there were some really great things that I saw, especially from Justice Haynes. Shout out to Justice Haynes. And all kinds of things. Yeah.
Who said he was RB1?
You did. Hey, you got the dub on. You got the dub. I got the Bryce dub. You got the Justice Haynes dub. I mean, we.
Oh, by the way, speaking of the Bryce dub, somebody owes me $1,000 fucking dollars.
Oh, Adam Lamparello paging Adam Lamparello.
I'm gonna text Adam Lamparello right now. How we doing? All right, anyways, but go on,
John. Yes, absolutely. So not overwhelmed, not underwhelmed, just whelmed overall. We're gonna get into kind of 3 key points: offense, defense, and I also have a point on ref ball. But essentially, what was kind of your overall takeaways, and then we'll get into offense and defense.
Yeah, so my first, I'll put my phone down. All right, my very first overall, Underwood looks like a junior. He looks so composed. I'll be honest with you, he exceeded my expectations for the very first game of his career. There was not one moment in this game where he looked like it was too big for him. There was not one moment in this game where he looked like, if you watch it's actually really interesting that we got to watch the Arch Manning Texas Ohio State game. And any Buckeyes watching, I see Steve in the chat. Shout out to you, Steve. And I know Garrison's waiting behind the scenes. Arch Manning looked very uncomfortable. Now, granted, the level of opponent is greater, right? Ohio State's a greater defense than New Mexico. I fully understand, but this was prime time under the lights. The kid just turned 18 11 days ago. There was not one moment where his composure was shaken. There was not one moment where he looked uncomfortable. There was not one moment where I felt he didn't rise to the occasion. Underwood controlled the fucking game. Like his very first game, John. He controlled it. And then when you look at that 2-minute warning, that drive he did for 68 yards or 75 yards, whatever it was, 5 for 5, drove the team down the field, got the touchdown. Unbelievable. His very first touchdown of his career, first of many. We all know it. Underwood, he's that dude, bro. Like Underwood, I'm going to tell you right now. Me and Garrison talked earlier today. I was concerned that there was a bit of a unreasonable expectation for him, that I was concerned the fan base could potentially be let down because of the hype. The hype is so great, and we saw how Portnoy was hyping him up on Big Noon Kickoff. But at the end of the day, Underwood just stepped up, man. He looks natural. He looks good. He looks ready.
Yeah.
It just amazing. Offensive line outside of Evan Link on a couple plays looked very good. Wide receivers. Fred Moore dropping the fucking ball, though, right? We saw Fred Moore doing. We saw what Fred Moore does. I'm sorry, Fred.
I know.
I'm sorry, buddy, but this is why Goodwin's starting over you.
Facts.
Dalvin McCoy looks good. Justice Haynes, like we talked about, I told you guys all offseason, my full expectation for RB1. Fully expected this. I did not know he would go for what do you have? 159 yards? No, I didn't anticipate 159 yards and 3 tutties. But I did expect him to be RB1. He's just the better back. Plus, I've also gotten word, just so everyone knows, the plan is they're going to showcase Haynes because they want him to get drafted after 1 year. And then next year, it's the Savion Hyder, Jordan Marshall show. So that's just kind of the word. That's how those in Michigan apparently are looking at things. Just things I've heard behind the scenes. But, dude, the team played really well. Now, defensively, I think there is more to be desired. But I will say, and I know Garrison's going to definitely come at it because I know that's one of his. There's no way Wink Martindale is showing his full cards. We got Oklahoma next week. Okay. So, and let's be honest too. The one touchdown, that was not a catch. That should have been challenged by the replay booth. It was not.
Yep. That was definitely not a catch.
One thing I really appreciated was the very first play of the game was a throw. It was not a run. Haynes, Fred, all right. Nope. There was a lack of pressure from the defensive line I didn't like. I need more pressure from this defensive line. I will say, though, bright spots. Nate Marshall, Dominic Nichols look like they're on the way. They both showed out today. Nate Marshall, as a true freshman, making a lot of plays. The Barham ejection, in my opinion, is bullshit. Do I think there was some contact? Yes. Do I think it was intentional? No. He should not have been fucking banned. We are going to lose him for the first half of the Oklahoma game. That's bullshit. And then Jaden Sand, bro, the amount of freshmen from Jordan Young to Jaden Sanders to Cole Sullivan, he's a sophomore. He's not a freshman. But Nate Marshall, the young players making plays, making names for themselves, very impressive, very exciting. Overall, good game. Chip fucking Lindsay.
Yep.
Hey, Kirk Campbell, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It's Chip Lindsay show. It's the Underwood show. Dude, this offense, John, had 251 yards. But here's what's interesting about it. Okay? What's interesting to me was the passing yard. I'm sorry, 250 yards passing.
Yep.
450 yards total.
Yeah.
Now, Sharon Moore wanted a balanced offensive attack. How does 251 passing, 201 rushing sound to you, John? Does that sound pretty balanced?
That sounds pretty balanced to me.
Yeah,
in fact,
balanced.
If you had told me 6 months ago that we'd be, or even 9 months ago that we'd be after the first game that we'd have more passing yards than rushing yards, I'd be like, what?
Bro, they really leaned into the passing game, which was absolutely beautiful to watch. And what's amazing, and I'll say this too about Jordan Marshall, he didn't really break loose or have a real like Jordan Marshall, for example, today. So to give a running back comparison, Justice Haynes, 16 carries, 159 yards, 9.9 average, 3 touchdowns to Jordan Marshall's 11, 29 yards, and only a 2.9 average. Listen, Jordan Marshall is better than that, but I'm telling you guys, it's going to be the Justice Haynes will be everyone. I mean, like, I felt that in the offseason. I feel even more strongly about it now. We'll see, though. Jordan Marshall will get his opportunity, though. He's got to remember, he's a sophomore. Kid's a sophomore. He's only going to get better. So,
yeah.
Offense looks good, though. Samaj Morgan.
Hey,
Marlon Klein.
Listen, Marlon Klein balled out. Can I just say, just overall in the offense,
yeah,
the difference between a failed offensive coordinator to a multi-decade experienced offensive coordinator, Garrison is going to be up later. He knows firsthand when you bring in somebody like a Chip Kelly. Well, we have our own Chip now, Chip Lindsay, and there is a marked improvement in just the cadence of play calling. The fact that he set up, and especially in the first quarter, you really saw, I think, the vision of where he wants to go. It's methodical. It's spread and smash. In other words, he wants to use the run game, set Bryce up for a 3rd and 3 or a 3rd and 2. And then it's a manageable situation for Bryce. Are there going to be opportunities to launch the ball downfield down the line? Yeah, but like, this wasn't the game for this game. Was to get Bryce Underwood comfortable before going into Norman, Oklahoma. And in that respect, I thought it was an A+. Because were there mistakes? Yes. Were there issues with execution? Were there freshman misreads and overthrows and underthrows? Yes. But guess what, folks? Like, this is exactly what I wanted to see. A balanced offense, good cadence, play calling that makes sense. Utilizing Bryce Underwood as a blocker early in the game, which I thought was very interesting, allowing an early touchdown there. Marlon Klein, like you said, TJ, the big question was he going to step into Colston Loveland's shoes in the pass game? And I think he's headed in that direction. This is a Colston Loveland-esque performance because he beat out the wide receivers again, just like Colston Loveland did last year. So he killed it.
6 receptions, 93 yards, 1 touchdown. That's like the best stat line. Like, that was better than every stat line of last year. I mean, Bryce Underwood already has, guys. Bryce Underwood, all right, so let's give Bryce Underwood stat line. 21 for 31, which is, hold on, let me just run some quick numbers here. That is 67% completion percentage, which is fucking great. Anything above 65 is considered good. 251 yards, which means he's on pace for 3,000 yards. And he had 1 touchdown. He wasn't asked to do too much. You know what I love the most, though? He did not run. He did not risk his body. He did not put himself in a position of vulnerability.
Correct.
Bryce Underwood played within the game, man. And I'm gonna tell you right now, too. I'm gonna be so honest. The way that ball comes out of his hands, it's already NFL level. It's already, and you know what else? You know what it reminds me of as a Detroit Lions fan? It reminds me of Matt Stafford. The ability to throw that ball, he has a Matt Stafford-like arm. Now, placement and having the ability to, put it in a place where his receivers, and I think he did a good job. There was a lot of drops. Imagine if Bryce Underwood gets a higher caliber of receiving core. And I think that will happen in the transfer portal. I'm actually very confident that will happen. So I think I'm just absolutely thrilled. I'm actually, Elijah, I see you in the chat, brother. I'm very interested to get your opinion on the wide receiver performance tonight. I want to get your opinion on Samaj Morgan as well. But yeah, I mean, I think we have, listen, I know we have something very special with Underwood. We know this. I mean, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. We all know this. Yeah, man. I mean, I just think there's a bright future. I will say the defense has to get tighter. I will say that my final thing here, John, I'll let you get it. But in my opinion, the defense is simplified because we have Oklahoma next week. They're not going to show they're not going to show the
exotic.
They're not going to show they're not going to show the blitzes. They're not going to show the disguise coverages. They're not showing none of that. This is a vanilla defense because the real opponent's next week. That's going to be the next. Let's see how Bryce does on that game. Let's see how the defense does in that game. If the defense is getting gouged, then we could talk about it. If the defense gets gouged after week 2, I'm willing to hear the concerns. Right now, I'm not too concerned about it. It's early. And I do think, I'll be very honest, if TJ Guy and Derek Moore cannot get the pressure, I do think Nate Marshall and Dominic Nichols can. So we'll see where we are with that. And obviously Cole Sullivan looked really good.
Hey, did you see very late in the game, Nate Marshall getting some serious pressure? Taking his shot when he had his opportunity.
What's interesting, John, is they were talking at the end of spring ball that Nate Marshall's going to get he is going to get opportunity. He's that good. Like who was it? I really want to give credit here. Shit. I want to say Chris Ballas. I could be wrong though. I don't remember who it was, so forgive me. Maybe I don't know. It doesn't matter. The word is they're anticipating Nate Marshall will be the next great pass rusher at Michigan. That's the word. That's the feel. That's the level. That's the vibe. So be on the lookout for Nate Marshall. That's the one. For those who don't know, we flipped from Auburn in November of last year. They flipped him from Auburn. Big time flip. So very excited to have him on the team.
Yeah, I thought that the defense, especially the run defense, was really effective. They held New Mexico to 50 rushing yards. So I think that was very good. Obviously not so effective in pass defense. And I'm going to give New Mexico a lot of credit here. You could say what you want about Michigan's defense having holes, and I will give you that. I think the secondary it needs some work. I am concerned about the pass rush. Yeah. But we also have to give a tip of the hat to New Mexico, that quarterback who kept getting his shit rocked all game and still kept going at it. And you know what? I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
he kept going in there, and all game that team fought, that defense fought. Like their coach, they were trying to win this game, and they didn't care that they weren't supposed to win this game. Like they came into this game not acting like a cupcake. There are teams that would come into this game and maybe let the foot off the gas, bring in the backups, accept defeat. There are teams that have done that in the past. Even teams like Rutgers, who we faced in the past, who in the fourth quarter, they admit defeat. And it's like this team New Mexico never did that. And I think that they have bright future ahead with Eck as the coach. I really do. And so that's what I would say about who we faced. I think it was somebody who they punched above their weight, and kudos on that front.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, that was that fucking catch should have been reviewed. So that first play should have happened. you know, it is what it is. I mean, the defense. I'll tell you right now, we need to get more pressure. We need to get more
Yes.
pressure. That's something we got to watch. You know, I'm optimistic though, but I mean, I would be lying to you if I said I was. But here's the thing too: the very same players who dominated Alabama's offensive line last year are the very same players on this team right now. So, long story short, it should work out for us. You know. So we'll just have to see. You know, we'll have to see. We'll have to see where it goes for us, But I mean, it's something to monitor week 2. Week 2, if we do not get pressure against John Mateer, then there's a conversation to be had here. And but I will say this: I do think the answer is on the roster. I think Nate Marshall and Dominic Nichols are next. I think they have more upside than Derek Moore and TJ Guy. Derek Moore and TJ Guy better figure it the fuck out. But it's still early, so I don't want to put too much pressure on them. They will. Like it's very likely. We had a limited playbook defensively because you don't want to show everything to Oklahoma. So I'm not going to overreact on it, but I'm just saying, like, next week we'll figure out what the deal is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Jay Sean Barham did a great job. I know we're going to talk about the targeting and whether it was targeting. But I think that he balled out. And it wasn't just him. Like I was watching players just lay the wood on New Mexico, but Barham especially, like that's Michigan defense right there. That's what you want to see. You want to see physicality. He did that.
Yeah.
I will say there were 2, in my opinion, egregious calls today, including I think the targeting was
Bullshit.
egregious.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Like, it was not intentional. It wasn't crown of the helmet. Yes, there was contact, but not to be kicked out of the game. It was incidental. And what sucks is now, thankfully, we have Cole Sullivan, though. But now Barham's out of the game next week, at least the first half. And that's, Barham's one of our best players. So, I mean, it's bullshit. I mean, it is what it is, though, but I disagree with it fully. I mean, he should not have been kicked out of the game. I don't know. It is what it is, though. Nothing we can do about it.
I agree. It will be appealed. So I'm positive that Ward is going to appeal it, and there is a chance that it gets overturned for the Oklahoma game at least, so that he'll be able to play. And I'd say, given that it was questionable, he even turned his head. He turned his head away. It looked like a hug. It looked like a wrap up. It looked like he turned his head away and a height mismatch.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say. The quarterback's like 5'3", dude. Like, what's Barham supposed to do? He's short. Like, that's one thing that really bothers me about the way this targeting stuff is trending. What are you supposed to do as a defender when the quarterback is short, or the runner is short, or if the runner, and this is not the situation, but if the runner lowers their head, like there needs to be some gray area allowance because it's not black and white. And the reality is that quarterback was a short quarterback. Barham is a very tall linebacker. Like, what the fuck do you want? Like, dude, these guys are moving so quick. It is not physically possible to avoid head-to-head collisions every single time. It's going to occur, incidentally. And it just pisses me off that you're going to try and eject did you see? I'm sure we did. Did we not see Barham's reaction when he was going up the tunnel? You just fucked that kid's night up, man. For no reason. He was not intending to hurt that quarterback. It was an incidental play. And then now, one of the biggest games of the year, next season, nationally televised night game, Barham cannot start the game. Guess what? Barham is in a draft year. This is his year to get drafted. And now you are hurting his draft stock. That's fucked up, in my opinion. Like, if he did something intentional and is very blatant, that's one thing. This was not that. So in my opinion, it's messed up. I think it's wrong. Hopefully they do appeal it. Hopefully it gets overturned. We'll see what happens.
Of course, there was also the catch that happened pretty much immediately after that, which they didn't review. And then New Mexico was allowed to speed up and play, and they didn't even look at it once. It was very clearly not a catch.
Dude, I could not believe, now they said on TV the replay booth should be the ones reviewing it, but Sherrone Moore has challenge ability. That needed to be challenged. Like Sharon Moore needed to go on the fucking field. Something needed to happen. That was ridiculous. Like that was absolutely insane. In the NFL, you have spotters, you have people who phone down, let you know. I don't know if college they do or do not have. I do not know that answer. But in my opinion, it is, again, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, that's like, what are we doing? Like, because that actually gave New Mexico momentum. So it is. It's. I don't know. The analysts, they said themselves the replay booth should have phoned down and halted the game. It is what it is. Again, we won by 17 or whatever we won by, but
17, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It should not. That was a touchdown that should not have happened.
I agree, and it definitely makes the score and the game look a little closer than it actually was. It's pretty clear that Michigan had things well in hand, with the exception of time of possession, right? Time of possession and first downs were actually New Mexico, which I think is rare. Normally, Michigan, boa constrictor, we have time of possession usually almost every game. So that it was just a weird game in a lot of ways, and a little bit unlike what we've seen traditionally from Michigan, because the offense is what it feels like. The offense is what really carried the day. The defense there were some good plays. I'm not saying there weren't, but
the offense, to your point, John, very interesting. The offense won this game. Could you imagine for a moment, if we had Underwood last year?
Oh yeah, that's a playoff team.
Shit. Fuck. Oh well.
It's a playoff team.
Yeah, I know, man. Like, Jesus. But it is what it is. If we had Chip Lindsey and Underwood last year, we might even win a natty. For real. Because we could beat Ohio State. We know that. So oh well, it is what it is. We'll see what we can do this year. Next week's the test. We beat Oklahoma though, boys. I'm not worried about Nebraska. Washington will be a little challenge. USC, we'll see what's up. And then we got Ohio State. That's where we are.
Yep. So we do have quite a few super chats to hit before calls. Any final thoughts before we get there?
Yeah, dude, Underwood is absolutely all right. So I made a post on social media. Appreciate his first touchdown. Appreciate that drive. It's the first of many. We're about to watch this kid grow and develop in front of us. Appreciate every game, because I promise you, and you already know this, I know many people know what I'm about to say. You do not get this kind of player all the time. This is a unique, very talented, fucking 18 years old as of 11 days ago, talent who just stepped into a college football game and commanded it. Very impressive. Let's embrace it. We got 3 years minimally of this, or probably max, and it's probably gonna be the max. But let's enjoy the Underwood era. We are definitely in for a ride. It's not gonna be perfect. I guarantee he will make a mistake at some point, but let's enjoy the journey.
Facts. Folks, we have super chats, and not only that, we are $55 away from a third hour, and that's with going up to $150 an hour. So 55, 50 to go. So thank you everybody for being part of it. Let's start with the first one. Ryan Hall, bar him out first half, Oklahoma bullshit call. Absolutely bullshit call.
Bullshit. Yeah, I don't like it, man. I don't understand. It was not intentional. It was not the crown. How do you kick a kid out like that? That's ridiculous to me.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ryan. And Ryan's got some additional ones down here too. So we appreciate you. Bulls in the house with the 20 burger. Justice Haynes running makes me hard. It's amazing. Michigan coming, never not coming. Okay, we don't pause here in this facility. No red, no green, no pauses.
Yeah, fucking not. Listen, no, Justice Haynes, boys. I told you. I'm telling you. I don't fucking lie to you. I tell you what I believe. I told you. Now Donovan McCoy did not show out today, but I think you saw his talent flash a little bit. Haynes is a real. Haynes is RB1, baby. He's gonna be the guy. I think. He has big playability. it was good to see him flash. That's it's just where I'm at with it. We'll see how he does against Oklahoma's defense. Very good defense.
Facts. Yeah, I thought Justice Haynes did a fantastic job today. I thought he had vision, but let's also give a little bit of kudos
O-line
to the O line, and especially the right side of the O line.
Yep.
Really strong and opened up a lot of holes for Justice Haynes.
Yep.
O-line played well today. I mean, Evan Link did go on his ass once, but and y'all knew I was going to mention that Evan Link went on his ass. But death taxes, Evan Link going on his ass. It's just all part of a day in the life. But overall, they did good. They did. So kudos there.
Hey, I want to share something if fucking StreamYard will allow me to.
Okay.
Check this out. So there are people who are very. So all right, let's see. Is it sharing? Oh yes it is. Hold on. Before presenting the screen, remove the other media streams. What? Why is it not letting me add this to stage?
Oh, probably because Win Agency is queued up. Let me.
All right.
There you go.
So actually, I'm gonna pause this so we don't get copyright. But college sports only. Jay Sean Barham got ejected for this hit. It just put flags on QBs at this point. I wonder if I could play it, John. I don't know. I'm not going to. But copyright's a bitch on YouTube.
Yeah.
But long story short, people are very aware that this was a stupid call. I think it will get appealed. We'll see how it goes, John.
Yeah, I think it's going to be appealed. Personally, it just to me, it was too ambiguous, and there's just too much gray area there to keep him out for Oklahoma. Like, okay, you want to call it targeting, you want to have him out the rest of the game against the New Mexico Lobos, that's one thing, but to keep him out in Norman when we're really going to need him, I think Ward is going to, and I have my criticism about Ward, but I think he is going to try to appeal it. I do. GT's in the house with the 5. My thoughts, D coverage, stop holding jerseys, needs work. Play calling and ability to throw the ball puts us way ahead of last season. Yeah. There's some holds going on. There were some things going on that just seem like issues, weird discipline issues. That might be just because of the first game of the season.
I felt the biggest issue was a lack of pressure. I mean, how many sacks did we get as a team? Let me look real quick. So I think the whole night, and I know, and Troy Bowles got a nice sack at the end of the game, but sacks we got, it's not going to tell me. We got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 sacks. Not awful, but not.
Cole Sullivan, Troy Bowles, and Dominic Nichols.
Yeah, right. Yeah, who again, John? Not TJ Guy, not Derek Moore. Yeah. Not the guys you want to get sacks. The guys who are up and coming getting sacks. So something to monitor. I mean, it is something to monitor, but again, I don't want to overreact until next week. We will know more.
Absolutely. Thank you, GT, for being here. Long-time member and supporter. We got Michigander, who's also one of our mods and a member. New Mexico had 47 passing attempts for 208 yards.
Yep.
It's true. Yeah, the pass defense was rough today for
our defense had 3 interceptions. So that's a plus, right?
That is a plus. It's true.
I mean, look, I know people might be a little like, oh, damn, New Mexico got 17 points. I mean, really, they got 10. That one drive should not have happened. Right. Would we be complaining about the defense if it was 34-10? I mean, just so you know, my prediction when we talked with our guy on Tuesday from the Albuquerque Journal was, I think it was 42-10, but initially I was thinking 38-10. I mean, we're okay. I mean, again, it's the first game of the year. We're not going to show everything.
Right. It's definitely, you're leaving a lot in the playbook because you're about to go to Norman, Oklahoma. So you gotta play your cards close to the vest.